Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we created a beautiful Igbo traditional look on my model. Yeah. So before we started off, this is her face. So I went in with Dr. Rachel micellar cleansing water to wipe her face, to cleanse her face, because we need a clean base to work with. So we have to make it clean. All right, and this micellar water cleans dirt, even removes makeup. Yeah. After that, I also used a cleaning wipes to clean her face, just to make sure that I'm working on a clean surface, a clean base, to help the makeup sit properly. Yeah. So after cleaning her face, I went in with Dr. Rachel Vitamin C Face Serum. Yes, this face serum helps to give you that plumpy look, that plumpy feel on the face. And I also like it because it somehow serves as a primer for me. Yes, serves as a primer because it helps give you that smooth base while working on the face. Then I also went in with the moisturizer from Mismetics Moisture Potion. Yes, Mismetics. This is also a nice product as a moisturizer. It moisturizes the face. Also help you to give that plumpy look on the face. Helps your product to sit well as well. So you massage each product on the face very well, help the face to absorb the product before you go in with the next thing. So make sure everything is sitting properly on the face. So after that, I had to go in with the face primer. And this face primer, I concentrated on the T zones where the face is sweat prone or oil prone, on the forehead, the nose, the chin, that is the jaw, then some part of her face because she's sweaty. So I made sure that I put on every part that is needed because she sweats a lot. Yes. And also blend very well so it doesn't leave a white cast on the face. Blend, blend, blend. Blending is key when it comes to makeup. Then I went ahead to moisturize her lips because you don't want your lipstick to crack if you're using a matte lipstick. So you moisturize the lips to give you that soft lips. Yeah. Then again, I had to hydrate her face with the Kiss Beauty setting spray. I hydrated her face. Then after that, I went in with the foundation from Adventure Cosmetics. I mixed the two shades to get her proper shades. I had to mix properly to get a better consistency. Yeah, you mix, then you apply on the face. After applying on the face, first of all, I had to take a little quantity and place on the face before I went ahead with my beauty blender to dab on the face. Mind you, I am not applying pressure. I'm not applying pressure because applying pressure will give something like a patch. So you have to go in gently. You go in gently and dab as light as possible. I always tell my students, be as light as a feather. Yes, so it doesn't leave a patch on the face. So you blend, blend, blend. You blend towards the ear and towards the neck area so you get a perfect and seamless finish. So this foundation blends properly. I so love this foundation because it blends properly. It blends so well. The blending is very sweet. So, and mind you, blending is key. Like I said earlier, you blend so well. All right, even towards the hairline, you blend very, very well. Then after that, I went in with a concealer from Girl Cosmetics. I don't know, it's written Girl. So I went in with two shades lighter than her skin tone for the inner corner of the eyes. All right, so as I always want those areas to pop more, and considering the fact that she's fair in complexion. Yeah. Then next up, I went with the foundation shade I used earlier to apply at the outer corner of the eye to help blend properly on those areas that I applied the highlighters, the concealers. So it to help blend properly. Then I went in with a setting spray to help it sit and blend as well. So gently I blended and blended and blended. And while blending, you start from the outer corner of the eye, then you gradually proceed to the inner corners. Then you blend very, very well. Blend very well so it doesn't leave a white patch, it doesn't leave any cast rather. So you blend very well. So next again, I went ahead with a contour. I had to contour her chin, to sculpt the face. Yes, guys, sculpt the face, contour the chin area, and you blend as well. Blending, guys, blending is key. So you just have to blend, blend, blend to have a seamless finish. To blend the other side as well, the same way you blended the first side, you blend very well to give you that smoothness that you desire. Yes. So you blend, 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 blend. Then next up, I had to go with the same girl lip palette, same product, girl lip palette. I had to do the cream blush. I mixed the orange and the red. Considering that she's fair in complexion, I had to mix it with orange. Then applied it and mixed very, very well, because it's after mixing it gives this light, let's say light red or something, or like I don't know how to explain it, but it is very, very wonderful, trust me. Then I mixed, then applied on her face. Here again, no pressure, no pressure whatsoever. Just have to apply it gently, dab on that area, to give it that beautiful, beautiful finish. You apply on the other side as well. So you just have to make it as light as possible, because she's already fair in complexion. So I wouldn't want anything that would make her look red on the chin. Yes. So I applied it very lightly, then went ahead to blend the concealer I applied under the eye, blend everything together. Then after that, I went in to sculpt the nose, to contour the nose, you know, contour the nose and give it that um let's say pointed look. Yeah. So you sculpt the nose on both sides and try as much as possible when doing yours to keep your hand straight, so you don't have the nose looking somehow bended, something like that. So you blend, blend. When it has to do with anything creamy applying on the face, you just have to blend seamlessly. So this part now, I had to blend, keep blending, keep blending, keep blending. After using the brush, I still went ahead with the blending foam to make sure that it's not leaving any patch or harsh lines whatsoever on the face. All right. So you blend properly. That's what is key when it comes to doing your makeup. All right. So that is basically what I'm doing right now. So after that, then I went in with the powder palette from My Color. Why I love this powder palette is because it has this kind of on this undertone that is so sweet when it comes to fair people. Yes, it has this undertone that God, I don't even know how to explain it, but trust me, this powder palette is underrated. Is underrated. So I used it to basically highlight her under eye, dust the under eye, remove the oily look on the face. I used a brighter shade for the under eye. I dusted that area to reduce the oily look on the face. Yes, and I also had to use the same powder palette to to um apply on the rest of the face, but not in the same shade this time around. I used the shade in her skin tone to brush the rest of the face, so as to reduce that oily look on the face. Yes. So you do that, and you make sure that as you're blending, as you're applying the powder, you just have to be gentle. Everything that has to do with makeup, you just have to be gentle. Yes, guys, be gentle. Then this palette came with a blush, a pink, light light pink blush. There are two pinks, right? Yeah, there are two pinks, but one is lighter than the other. So what I do is that if the pink color is so bright for me, I usually tone it down with the powder. All right. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm not taking just the pink. I'm just taking the pink and another shade of powder to help tone it down so it doesn't look too pink on the face. So that's what I'm doing. I also use a brush to blend all together. Then next up, I went to the setting powder. I think this setting powder is from um Fairy Gold. Yes, Fairy Gold Cosmetics. Yes. So and this setting powder, why I like it is because after applying it doesn't even leave that white patch. No, it doesn't. It blends so well. So I applied it under the eye, the areas I highlighted, and the jaw, and also as well as the forehead. So those areas that were highlighted, I applied the setting powder on them to help bake the face. Help bake. Another importance of this set of setting powder, especially under the eye, is to help you when you are sweeping away fallout eyeshadows. Yes, it helps so that while using the brush to sweep it away, it goes away without leaving any cast or any debris on the face. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm just blending, 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 blending. Then next up, I went with Elegance Beauty powder palette to contour the nose with powder. Yeah, to contour the nose, the areas I contoured earlier. So I'm going in with this, but this powder palette is one in a medium. Yeah, because one is not, it is not dusty, and once you have, it is matte. It's just, it's so good. Trust me, it's so good. This powder palette, it gives me joy each time I use it. Each time I use it on a model or on a client, it gives me joy. So this powder palette is, I'll rate it top. Yeah. So I'm going ahead to contour the areas I cream contoured earlier with this powder palette. So basically I'm going to keep blending, blend all of them together, and also make sure that there is no harsh line on the highlighted areas as well. Then after that, I went in with my Davis pencil to do the brows. Yeah, some people do brows first, but I usually prefer to do my skin work first before the brows. So I do the brows gently, sweetly. Yes, you brush you brush it to blend so well. Then I went in with that concealer palette I used earlier from Miguel. I used it to define the brows. Why I like this concealer palette is because it's so creamy. It's so creamy. It's not, it doesn't dry fast. It's very, very creamy. So when you're using it, it just glides. I mean, it glides and it blends well. That's the good part about this concealer palette. So you blend, it blends very, very well. So what I did was to define the brows, the top and bottom parts of the brows, and blend with my blending brush as well. So you blend, 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 so it blends with the skin tone, especially for the upper parts of the brows. Blend very well. And also it also serves as a base for my eyeshadow. Yeah. Next up is the eyeshadow. Well, I can't remember the name of this eyeshadow palette, but it is one of, I think it's very cheap. I can't it's very, very cheap. Yes, very, very cheap. I can't remember the name right now, but this eyeshadow palette is bomb. It's very, very pigmented. Yes, very pigmented. Little goes a long way when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. So I'm basically going in with uh a brown, will I call it a brown? No, this is a red kind of, not a bright red though. So I'm using it for the crease area, the outer crease of the eyes. Just blending, going in with that, going in with that color on the outer crease of the eyes, and blending, blending, blending. Yes. Then after that, I then went in with a brown, a light brown, to blend the outer crease, the upper crease rather, to blend it very well so it doesn't leave harsh lines whatsoever on that part. Then for the inner corner of the eye, I went in with a brown shade from that same palette, the brown shade, then blended it together. All right, the brown shade gives it this natural or nude like feel. As you can see, it is coming out, it came out very very nice. Then next up, I went in with my gel liner from Carite. This gel liner is bay. When I mean bay, I love it because it doesn't dry up too easily or too fast. I've had this gel liner for 5 6 months now, and it hasn't dried up. So it's my go to gel liner. So I lined the eye, the upper lid of the eyes. Then I went in with a glitter glue because I wanted to make that eye pop. So I went in with a glitter glue so as I can apply a glitters on the face. I wanted it to have this pop, this shine. Yes, I wanted the eyes to speak a language. Yes. So now I went in with this glitter that comes in a cup, a small cup. It is very pigmented, very very shiny, very shimmery. All right. So I'm basically using my hand to tap it, to apply it, because sometimes if I make use of a brush, it falls out. So I'm comfortable going in with my hands. So you guys can see looking very beautiful. Then behind I had to go in with a white eyeliner, yes, off camera, to line her eyes. Then I'm doing the lips with that same girl lip palette. Yes, I went in with a dark red initially to line the lips. Then I then went in with orange color to blend. Then I went in as well with a peach, yeah, a peach color. So I blended the three together. I blended it very well to give me that beautiful lips that I wanted. So what I'm doing basically now is to, blend the under eye with her powder shade, blend the setting powder as well. Then I went in to sculpt the nose, just blending the whole face, like blending the whole face all together. Okay, especially areas that has the setting powders on. So I just blend them with her powder shade. All right, so I'm doing that, making sure that everything is well blended, leaving no harsh lines or white casts. So I did the lashes off camera as well. So what I'm doing here right now is to apply that same red or dark red uh eyeshadow I used earlier for the under eye, to give it that smoky look for the under eyes. Yes. So it helps the eyes to pop though. So as you can see, it's popping. It's popping. Yeah. Then you brush off the fallout of eyeshadow and pigment and whatever that is on the face. Yes. So next up, I'm going to, keep blending. I also went in with the blush, you know, make it uh make it look beautiful. Blend both sides of the face, especially the blush area. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't want it to be looking too pink because she's already fair in complexion, so it doesn't have to look pinkish. All right, so little goes a long way. You apply little by little until you're okay. So her face is looking all beautiful, all glamorous. Then I went in with a highlighter to highlight the cheekbone area, like a bronzer. Yeah, to highlight the cheekbone area, all right, to give it that beautiful glowy look. All right, so the cheekbone area, the forehead, the jaw, and the bridge of the nose. So you apply on those areas to make the face look glowy. And trust me, the face was glowing. Honestly, this video is not doing justice, but looking at it physically, as I was doing the makeup, man, it was so beautiful. The skin work was, It was so seamless. It was beautiful. Blending, check, like everything. It was looking so beautiful. So I also went ahead to highlight the brow bone area to make it, glow. Then for the under lashes, I had to go in with an empty paper to brush the under lashes to avoid stains for the face on the face. Then next up, I had to style her hair. I'm going to be doing a bun at the back, so I had to style, brush and comb. Pardon me, my English. I had to comb her hair, then give it a pattern in the middle, all right, then pack it at the back. So her hair is not relaxed, but I did everything I could just to brush it, comb it down to help to slip it very well. So I combed and combed and combed until it gave a result that I could work with. So I packed it at the back with I packed it into a bun at the back. All right. I held it with a rubber band. The hair was strong, but you know, I had to find a way though. Then after that, I went in with a black gel. I didn't apply much because she wasn't going to carry the hair for long, so I just applied little gel to help sleep the flyaway hairs. All right, so it came out nice. It came out nice. I brushed it. I laid it down. It came out nice, the front and the back. It was looking nice. Then for the baby hairs, I went in with a hair wax. I went with a wax to sleep the baby hairs, to make the front look beautiful, give it that curly baby hair in front. Yes, it came out right. She didn't really have much hairs in front, but the result was nice. It came out nice. Then for the back, I went in with a bun. This is a bun I made myself. If you would love to see how I made this bun, you can uh tell me in the comment section. So I'll make a tutorial or make a video on how I made that bun. So basically the bun was too big, so I had to find a way to fold it to a particular size to reduce it so it can sit well on the head. I didn't want it to be too big because I was going to make use of a kinky attachment. Yes, so I had to reduce the size of the bone. Yes, this is the kinky I was going to make use of. So, and I'm not really reducing it to a smallest size, but I reduce it such that the kinky will be able to cover the bone inside. Okay, but it's going to be full. It should definitely be full. So I attach the kinky first to the hair with a rubber band. I usually use a rubber band each time I'm going to, detach it later if it's not going to be for long, especially when I'm working on a model. Yeah, so I attach with the rubber band. Then the bun as well. I attached it to the hair. I pinned it to the hair with a bobby pin. I pinned to secure down. You pin such that the hair doesn't unravel, it doesn't scatter. So I pin to the hair using bobby pins, bigger, longer bobby pins. Yes. So after pinning, then once you're sure that it is okay, it is strong enough, then you can pour down the kinky. I pour down the kinky, then arrange it such that it's going to cover the bone inside. It won't be visible because if it were to be a colored bone inside, you have to make sure that your kinky is going to cover everything without exposing what is inside. Yes. So I had to arrange it to make sure that everything is covered. It's covering the bone inside it. All right. So while arranging, I was making sure everything is sitting properly. Everything, the inside, the bone is hidden already. Then after that, I had to fold it inward, like under. Just watch the video, you see what I'm talking about. Fold it under the bone, then pin down. You have to pin so well that it won't unravel, like I said. Like if it was to be for a bride, you paint so well that it is not going to unravel when she dances, or when she makes a kind of movement and all that. Or you can better still go ahead and sew it down, sew it to the head to better secure it. Yes, to better secure it. I think that's better. That's better. I'm using bobby pin because it's temporary. It's temporary. She's not carrying it for long. Yeah. So you make sure that everything is sitting properly and it is well secured. Now see how the hair is looking so beautiful, looking so nice. Yeah, the size. You get the size now. Now look at the size. Not too big, not too small, but it is fitting. It is fitting and it's sitting well on the head. It is sitting well at the back of the head. Sorry, at the back of the head. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like from the front, at the back, from the sides as well. So next up, I went off camera to adorn her with beads and to change her clothes. So my model is looking all beautiful, looking like the Igbo bride will know, the Nigerian Igbo bride. All right. So I adorned her with coral beads, with George. She was tying a George wrapper, just to give that traditional look. Yeah, she was looking so beautiful, guys. So as you can see, I'm just trying to, complete the beadings on the hair, so it will look so beautiful. I think there was a celebrity that had this kind of look, especially the way I placed the beads in front. It's looking very beautiful. She looked so beautiful. I also had to, wear her a neck bead, to complement the look as well. She was looking very, 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 very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Now this is the finished look. My model is looking beautiful. So guys, if you loved this video, if you love to see more, please give me a comment in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Click the subscribe button, you know like my videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.